Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elmhurst College in Langhorse Field for tonight's CCIW men's soccer matchup featuring the visiting Millikin University Big Blue and your Elmhurst College Blue Jays. Before we begin, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Millikin. Starting in goal, number 1, Daniel Sinclair. Number 5, Kellen Daniel. Correction, number 3. Number 5, Ed Statler. Number 6, Nick Abel. Number 13, Stuart Ball. Number 14, Zach Solario. Number 16, Oliver Shopek. Number 18, Kyle Daniel. Number 20, Connor Smith. Number 27, Nick Schaefer. And number 32, Tucker Matheson. The Big Blue are coached by Chad Jones and enter tonight's game with an overall record of 3-8-2. And now, the starting lineups for your Elmhurst College Blue Jays. Starting in goal, number 0, John Reglin. Number 2, Alex Safford. Number 4, Kenson Badeau. Number 5, Christian Mullen. Number 8, Austin Haas. Number 9, Andrew Witsowski. Number 11, Mikey Emig. Number 21, Brad Yarwood. Number 23, Jeff Kading. Number 28, Andrew Moore. And number 32, Jordan Fletcher. The Blue Jays are coached by Dave DiTomaso and enter tonight's game with an overall mark of 8-2-3. Our officials for this evening's contest, Rich Grady, Vitaly Gansevich, and Roger Yonan.
Blue!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elmhurst College. Live on BlueJayTV.com, Elmhurst College men's soccer is the Blue Jays set to take on Millikin University. My name is Kevin Jude, bringing you all the action tonight. Getting set to get underway here in this CCIW matchup. The clock is moving, and we are underway. Elmhurst entering tonight 8-2-3, 1-0-2, unbeaten in the CCIW. Millikin 3-8-2, 1-2-1 in league play. Blue Jays in contention right now, one of 3 teams in the conference without a loss. Wheaton and North Park are the other 2. Elmhurst has played both those squads to ties. Back-to-back ties for the Blue Jays. Here's Millikin pushing forward, near side. Here's Abel. Abel centering pass, broken up momentarily. Still not out by the Blue Jays. Safford's clearing attempt blocked. And now it'll trickle all the way out here to Elmhurst and Moore. Moore trying to spring Emig down the middle. It'll come to the near sideline and trickle out of play. Here's the starting lineups for both squads. First for Millikin, Daniel Sinclair, 6'2", 185-pound sophomore. He starts in goal, 13 games. Has a pair of shutouts to his credit and a 1.09 goals against average. The rest of the Big Blue squad, number 3, Kellen Daniel, Ed Statler, Nick Abel, Stuart Ball, Zach Solario, Oliver Shopek, Kyle Daniel, Connor Smith, Nick Schaefer, Tucker Matheson. For the Blue Jays, John Reglin, the man in goal, 6'1", 165-pound junior. Played in 12 contests this season, a 0.54 goals against average, and 6 saves, ranked in the top 20 in the nation in saves percentage and goals against average. Alex Safford, Kenson Badeau, Christian Mullen, Austin Haas, Andrew Witsowski, Mikey Emig, Brad Yarwood, Jeff Kading, Andrew Moore, and Jordan Fletcher. That's the rest of the Elmhurst starters. as Haas will clear it downfield. Broken up by Millikin's defense. The Big Blue 3-8-2 overall, but their record might not reflect of how good a team they really are. They have played a lot of contests that are been decided by 1 goal or less. 11 of their 13 by 1 goal or ended in a tie. Fell 2-1 to North Park last Saturday. That was in overtime as North Park, Jonas Peterson getting the game winner. Peterson, the man who scored for the Vikings here. I'm sure he took something off, took off a ribbon and threw it to the Millikin crowd when in that game. Similar to when he scored the game-tying goal against Elmhurst. Ball played along the near end line for Badeau, but runs out of play. Throw in coming for the Big Blue. Elmhurst 8-2-3. We talked about their unbeaten streak. It's up to 6 games now. Have not lost since September 18th when they dropped a 2-1 contest to Carroll University, a game that the team would love to have back. Feels that they should have won here at Langhorse Field. Then they've rattled off 4 straight wins, knocking out Co. 3-0. Concordia, Wisconsin 1-0 in double OT. Illinois Wesleyan a 2-0 win. Here's Emick is going to be caught offside. They beat Illinois Wesleyan 2-0 to open the month of October on the 4th, and then beat Westminster 2-0 on October 9th, and then back-to-back ties in CCIW play, drawing 8th-ranked Wheaton College to a 0-0 scoreless tie on October 12th, and earlier this week they played North Park University to a 1-1 tie. They got on the board early, 2.5 in before North Park found the equalizer late in the first half, and neither team able to cash in towards the end or in overtime. Other CCIW action today, North Park's at Carthage, Illinois Wesleyan at Wheaton, and Augustana's at North Central. Clearing attempt for the Blue Jays is controlled now by Witzowski. Here's Alex Safford up the near sideline. Plays it to the far corner. Emig is going to give chase. He will get there and keep it in play for the Blue Jays. Centering pass out in front. Not able to redirect it was Fletcher. It'll bounce out to the near side where Witzowski controls. Leaves for Badeau. Badeau finds Witzowski with some space. Shooting, but right on. And an easy save for Sinclair. First shot opportunity for either of these two teams tonight. Andrew Witzowski had a good look, but shot it right into the body of Daniel Sinclair. Long pass sent downfield, headed away by Elmhurst. Safford there to break up the pass for the Big Blue. Here comes Badeau down the middle, one of 3 seniors honored on senior night. They're all starting tonight. Kenson Badeau, Alex Safford, Austin Haas. All on the field for Elmhurst right now. Here's Badeau. Pressured by Stuart Ball, so he'll play it back to his defense. Here's Yarwood. Jeff Kading booms it downfield. Moore controls, flips on to Fletcher, but he has it taken away on the far side by Kyle Daniel. Millikin will play it back to their keeper, Sinclair, to his feet. Emick puts on some light pressure, and Sinclair quickly gets rid of it. And again, they'll tap it right back to Sinclair. Sinclair will redirect it to the near sideline, this time to Nick Abel. Millikin in the blue shorts with the white sleeves. Most of them wearing trimmed in white. A lot of long, white long sleeves on a lot of the players. It is cool out tonight. Had a little bit of light rain earlier. Still falling a little bit right now. Looking for Abel on the far side, headed back towards the middle. Unable to connect, and here's a long drive and sent well over the top by Stuart Ball. Elmhurst in the all-white uniforms. Blue Jays moving left to right offensively to start the half. This is our final regularly scheduled broadcast here for Elmhurst men's soccer. Possible CCIW tournament game is possible to be streamed here. We'll have to see how everything shakes out, as Emick is going to be caught offside again, trying to win the battle, but just couldn't time it right. Otherwise, he had a easy opportunity. Knew he was offside. No protest that time. Abel lobs for Stewart. Ball broken away by Elmhurst. Ball recovers, though, and then leads Abel too far out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Blue Jays. Safford will wait for a ball to get tossed to him, and now he will lob it in for Elmhurst. Looks at Haas, and instead will lob it near side to Emig. Emig touches onto the middle to Moore. Moore works around one man. Will play it back to the feet of Haas, and Haas will leave for Safford. Safford unloads, trying to get the bounce. It goes off a Millikin defender, controlled by Matheson, and Matheson starts to bring it up. Kading is there to take it away for Elmhurst. Kading starts a run on the far side. Changes direction. Now he's trying to go end line. Will get there, but his cross is not touched by Millikin. It'll be a goal kick for the Big Blue. Officials for this game, Rich Grady, Vitaly Gansevich, and Roger Yonan, the three men in orange tonight. Nick Schaefer plays to the far sideline. It went off the head of Statler, and it'll be out of play for a throw-in for the Blue Jays. Ball goes back out of bounds. Another throw-in now for Millikin, and Millikin will set things up out of their defense. Here's Witzowski breaking up a pass, leaves it for Haas, but taken away by Daniel. Daniel's pass intercepted by Haas. Won back by Daniel momentarily. Now Haas recovers for the Blue Jays. Being battled with and knocked out of play. It will go off of Oliver Schopek, and Elmhurst throw-in. Nice play by Austin Haas. As Haas volleys this one forward. Emick traps it down, pulls it towards the middle. Emick with some room to run. Emick steps around one man. Can he get around the other? Yes, he can. Shooting and chipping it up over the top of the net. Good luck for Mikey Emick. But just went high. Some action earlier today, and we said some games, a lot of action in the conference. We've got two to talk about, including one that's going to shake up the CCIW standings. North Park knocked off by Carthage in double overtime tonight. 2-1. Here's Badeau off of a head of a Millikin defender back into the box. It'll roll to Sinclair. The other final, North Central defeating Augustana 2-1. Illinois Wesleyan is at Wheaton. That game should be just underway right now as well. And this one, Millikin and Elmhurst, the final game. So you look back at the standings now. It leaves Wheaton and Elmhurst the only two teams without a loss at the top of the CCIW standings. Wheaton at the top at 2-0-1 right now. Carthage would be second based on the point standings at 3-1-1. Then Illinois Wesleyan at 2-1, and then the Blue Jays at 1-0-2. 3 points for the tie, or 3 points for a win, 1 point for the tie. How the standings will play itself out and how the seedings will be affected. Here's Millikin racing in with an opportunity. Cross is broken up nicely by Yarwood, getting back on defense. But not out, but it'll trickle back in where Reglan will scoop it up. Bobbled it momentarily, but no pressure from the Big Blue. Elmhurst giving up just one goal defensively in their last 600 minutes as a team. Reglan will carry it all the way out to the 20-yard line and then fire it downfield. Collected on the near side, though. Here's Daniel looking to spring ball. Ball works his way back towards the middle, poked loose by Moore, controlled now by Yarwood. Yarwood leaves for Kading. Kading fires it up the far side to Fletcher, to Emig. Give and go with Fletcher. Fletcher trying to get in on the far side, battled with and can't control it. It'll be out of play and a goal kick coming up. Need to talk about the Redmen in that standings hunt, too, for battling for a title. Carthage 3-1-1. Only loss so far in league play was to Wheaton. They tied Millikin at 1-1. Defeated Augustana in overtime. Beat North Central 1-0. And then beat North Park in 2 overtimes. 3 of their 5 conference games have gone to overtime so far. Elmhurst, their next game, that's middle of this coming week. Here's Kenson Bedeau. Out across the 15-yard line, trying to get in on the far side. Double team, still battling with it and taken away by Millikin. It'll be cleared out. Official says it went off of Bedeau, so it'll be a throw-in for the Big Blue. 31:52 left on the clock here. Elmhurst out shooting Millikin 2-1 in the early part of the game. So the Carthage win over North Park, like we said, shaking up the conference standings a little bit today. We'll keep our eye on the Wheaton, Illinois Wesleyan game for you. There's Millikin trying to spring to the near sideline and Daniel, but they lead him too far. Or check that Illinois Wesleyan Wheaton game not till later tonight, so we won't be able to quite keep an eye on that one. Feels a lot later than actually 5:45 right now. Here's Safford. Leaves for Andrew Moore. Moore, he's got Bedeau breaking down the near sideline. Bedeau is going to get there, puts on the brakes. Bedeau looking to work around his defender. Centering pass, aiming far side, collected by Haas. Here comes a shot, and it goes just wide. Austin Haas corralled the cross from Bedeau and sent it screaming just wide. Real good chance that time for the Blue Jays. Not quite 15 minutes gone by. No score here out at Langhorst Field. Sinclair bangs that one away. Ricochets off a couple of heads, now grabbed by Emig. Emig, he's got Fletcher. Fletcher cuts back towards the middle, stood up and taken away by Millikin, but won back by Witzowski. Kading trying to cross it in towards Moore. It goes out of play. Witzowski gets around his man. Witzowski centering pass out in front. Moore chips it and shoots it wide. Another good look for Elmhurst that time, but as Witzowski got in around his defender, but the Blue Jays couldn't pull the trigger. And Elmhurst will try, Millikin will try it again as Sinclair bangs it towards midfield. Referee letting him play for a little while. Now a whistle and a foul goes against Millikin. Just as I said that. Our first foul of the match. This one will come all the way towards midfield. Kading, the man lining up for it to take it for the Blue Jays. Kading Hand in the air will trigger the restart. Aiming for Emig toward the near side, or to the far side. Emig brings it in, but has it taken right away by Millikin. Big Blue with numbers momentarily, but it's steered out of play by the Blue Jays, and a throw in for Millikin. Austin Haas has it. Right at midfield, Haas puts the boot on it, grabbed by Moore. Touch pass back to Haas. Steered away, though, by Millikin and back the other way. Here's ball. Towards midfield, and now the Big Blue will set up with their defense. Nick Abel has it. Slides it towards center to Connor Smith. Smith takes a look, chips it downfield. Headed right back out by the Blue Jays. Popped into the air by Matheson and knocked right back again by Elmhurst. Kyle Daniel has it, and now a whistle and a foul going to go against Elmhurst. So a good opportunity here for the Big Blue. Right at the 20-yard line, so 30 yards out of the net, and we're going to stop the clock. And conversation between the official and Austin Haas.
Go ahead, take it out.
No card, just a little bit of a lecture, and we'll get things started again for Millikin. Kellen Daniel and Stuart Ball are the two men waiting for Millikin. Referee still talking over with things with Elmhurst and Millikin, and now we'll get started. Daniel runs it over. Here's Ball with a line drive on the ground. Badeau is there to knock it loose for the Blue Jays. Right in front of the Millikin bench, Emick coming all the way back across midfield to scoop it up for Elmhurst. Trapped down by Fletcher, pushed forward across midfield, and now taken right back by Millikin, and a whistle and a foul on the Blue Jays. So Millikin right at midfield, another free kick. Sent in that one, bouncing in. It's going to go off of a chest of Statler and right to Regland. That one really carried downfield. The boot of Connor Smith. Statler hit it off his chest, but Regland right there to take it on the one hop. As Regland bangs it downfield. That one over the head of a couple players, headed into the air by Schaefer, knocked back by Elmhurst. Whistle, and now the Blue Jays are going to get a good look. Contact in the back called on Abel as Badeau taken to the turf. Haas, Moore, and Kading congregating near the ball. Moore will walk away from the grouping, and Austin Haas looks like he might have the honors for the Blue Jays. Haas will play it short, trying to hit Moore, streaking in, and a nice play to break it up by Kellen Daniel. Otherwise, Moore was going to get in with an open run to the net. Daniel and Moore battling for it. Haas gets a leg on it. One back by Millikin and Solario. Solario carries across center, now pushes it back to his defense, far side, to Kyle Daniel. Daniel walks back towards the center of the field. Now chips it forward. Pass intercepted by Elmhurst. Andrew Moore controls, touched on by Haas. He has it taken right away, though, by Millikin, turning and firing that one in. Regland out to field that one on the three hop off of Oliver Shopek. Long shot attempt from Shopek. He was about 35 yards out of the net. Didn't get a whole lot on it, and Regland handles it on a couple bounces. And the Elmhurst keeper will bang it downfield. Air battle won by Millikin. Here comes Ball. Carries across the 30-yard line, plays near side to Daniel. Daniel working on Safford, getting some help from Witzowski. Witzowski takes it away momentarily. Now Ball there to pick it up for the Big Blue. Safford is going to go off of Alex Safford, and we've got a corner kick, the first of the game for either squad. It'll be Millikin's here on the near sideline. Kellen Daniel will do the work for Millikin. The Big Blue sending 6 men in to the box here as Daniel will trigger the restart. Aiming far post, headed down, knocked around, shot is deflected, and the second one is saved by Regland, then taken out of his hands in midair, and a whistle, and we're going to get a foul on the Big Blue, and a clock stoppage as some pushing and shoving going on here in the middle of the net. The foul was for taking it out of Regland's hand. The clock is going to get stopped. I think we're going to have a card here, or at least, the very least, a good lecture. Haas there getting talked to for the Blue Jays. Shopek there, the man for Millikin, is a beautiful save by the Blue Jays. Millikin, a great scoring chance right there. Regland had it, and then it was knocked out of his hands, and I think that's where the original whistle came in from. And then the scrum continued directly in front of the goal until the official to get in to break things up. So Regland puts it in play. Clock restarts. 23 minutes exactly left on the clock. Millikin with their best chance so far of the day. Here's Emig. Loses it momentarily, but Moore's there. Moore plays to Fletcher on the far sideline. Fletcher gets in around his defender, centering the cross back around. It hits a Millikin leg and finally cleared out. Battling for it are the Blue Jays. Mullen had it, lost it momentarily, but Kading is there for the Blue Jays, chips it to the far sideline again. Emick giving chase. It goes off a Millikin head, and it'll be a throw-in for the Blue Jays. There are 2 subs for Elmhurst. Let's see if official does see him and brings him in. Moore and Fletcher heading out for the Blue Jays. Let's see if number 30, Josh Rudd, in there for Elmhurst now. And number 10, Brett Stifler. Here's the long toss from Haas. In the air, battled for with Mullen, knocked away by Daniel, and cleared all the way downfield by Millikin. Right in front of the Elmhurst bench, the Blue Jays collect Kading for Witzowski. Right back to Kading, and he will serve it in. Headed by Millikin, that one coming back towards the center of the field. Volleyed out of the midair by Elmhurst and played back by Yarwood to the feet of Mullen. Mullen spins, sends it right back downfield, gets under a leg of a Millikin defender, but will trickle harmlessly into the box of the feet of Sinclair. Couple good looks so far for both squads. Emick barely just offside on one that he could have tucked into the net. A very nice breakup on a Elmhurst run for Andrew Moore as Millikin prevented an odd man rush. And then a great save by Regland. This last in possession down for Millikin. Aiming for Badeau, but leading him too far. It'll be a goal kick for the Big Blue. .20 minutes, 35 seconds left on the clock in the opening half. Still scoreless. Watching Elmhurst College men's soccer on BlueJayTV.com. So this is the last regularly scheduled broadcast for men's and women's soccer. Had the women's game earlier today. The men up now. Keep apprised of any possible CCIW tournament games that we could bring you. But still 4 conference games to shake out for the Blue Jays. There's Rudd. Traps it down for Badeau. Badeau working on his defender. It'll roll out. Last touch by the Big Blue and an Elmhurst throw-in. Haas looks for Emig, but it bounces over his foot as he was trying to volley it back towards the middle of the field. And it'll be a goal kick again for the Big Blue. Turning and chipping it downfield is Daniel. Ball heads it forward, shielded off by Yarwood, and ball is going to pull down Yarwood, whistled for a foul. Under 20 minutes to go, under 19 minutes actually to go.
That one's weak. Come on, Blue. Unlucky, Blue. Play on.
Haas pops it into midair. Now volleys it forward, looking for Emick to the near sideline. Emick gets around his defender, pulls it down. Emick gets a shot off, but just shoots it wide. Had 3 Big Blue defenders on him, had to quickly just turn and let it fly. So Sinclair will boot it away. Here's Kenson Bedeau, though, winning it back for Elmhurst. Bedeau sprinting in on the near side, tries to put on the brakes. That one's going to roll all the way back over the end line. We'll do it again with another goal kick. Here's Emick with a nice move to get around one man, but broken up momentarily. Now Austin Haas will just unload and sends that one well wide. Lob downfield looking for Shopek, but he's slipped momentarily. Comes back downfield. It'll be a Millikin goal kick again. Or, excuse me, rather, as Sinclair will wait to boot it away. Haas intercepts the pass. Aims to the near sideline for Bedeau. Tangled with momentarily with Abel.
Not even looking at the ball. Come on, call him both ways.
Won by Millikin, pushed across midfield and across the 30, but Jeff Kading is there to knock it loose for Elmhurst. Headed right back towards midfield by the Big Blue, but out of play, and a throw in for the Blue Jays.
Go Blue!
Lobbed in. Emick flicks it forward. Play to the near side. Here's Rudd. Rudd with an opportunity, sending the cross. It's going to go off a Big Blue body, and it'll be a corner kick for the Blue Jays, their first of the game. Jeff Kading has to go retrieve a ball behind the net. Elmhurst crowding 6 jerseys in around the net. Kading will fire it back around. Headed off a Millikin defender. Haas is going to get there for the Blue Jays. Won the battle and keeps it in play for an Elmhurst throw-in. Haas lobs it short to Emick. Emick will put it right back to the foot of Haas. Haas will chip it in, and overshooting everyone. That one kisses off the football upright. Sinclair puts it on the ground, bangs it forward. Volleyed right back out of midair by Yarwood. Grabbed by the Big Blue, and Connor Smith. Smith plays it to Ball. Centering pass is broken up by the Blue Jays. Now headed forward by Safford. Badeau gets ahead on it, and Badeau steers it out of the box. Solario there for the Big Blue, battling with and fouled by Witzowski. And now it'll be a free kick for Millikin. Nick Abel will restart it. Abel lining it back towards the middle, headed out of the harm's way by Mullen towards the far side. Getting there is Rudd as he boots it all the way downfield, but it's grabbed by the Millikin defense and chipped right back in. Safford there to steer it away. Now Badeau. Badeau leaves for Safford, starting a run on the near side. Plays for Emick. Emick gets his foot on it, gets around his defender. Emick racing in. Emick turns, centering across, but no one is there for Elmhurst. Rolls all the way along the end line and finally out. It'll be a goal kick for the Big Blue as we come up on 13 minutes to go. Sinclair fires that one downfield. Volleyed around and off the foot of Matheson. It'll be an Elmhurst throw-in. Coming up on 12 minutes, 20 seconds. Still scoreless opening half. Shots pretty even, 6-5 in favor of Elmhurst. Millikin has put more on goal, though, as Reglin's had to make 4 saves. One really nice one to keep the Big Blue off the scoreboard. Here's Badeau getting in onside. Badeau steps into the box. He's got Blue Jays coming down the middle. Loose to Rudd. Shooting! Missing just wide on the far post. Great run by Badeau. He stayed onside, came in, trying to find a trailer. It deflected off of a Big Blue defender right to the foot of Josh Rudd, and he put it on the ground and just shot it wide of the net. So a good look that time for the Blue Jays, but Millikin keeps them off the scoreboard still. Scoreless with 11.5 to go in the first period. Another goal kick for Sinclair, met by the Big Blue at midfield. Pushed forward, taken right away by the Blue Jays, though. Christian Mullen finds Austin Haas, trapped down with his chest, pushes it to the near side. Here's Emick. Emick reverses direction, leaves it for Haas, but left it too far behind him. It's taken away by Millikin. Stewart Ball changes directions, plays it forward to the far side. Steered away quickly by Elmhurst. Sent on ahead for Rudd. Millikin gets there first, though. Statler. His header broken up by Elmhurst and fired downfield. It'll roll all the way out and a throw-in for the Big Blue. Just a couple subs so far in this opening half. 2 for Elmhurst. I don't think I've seen any yet for the Big Blue. Blue Jays chipping it forward. It'll roll all the way back out again. Played out actually by Millikin, so it'll be an Elmhurst throw-in. Now substitution for the Blue Jays. And the Big Blue. Ball has a seat for the Blue Jays. Emick comes off for Elmhurst. 12 for Millikin. That's Tyler Cassing. 24, Sean Braxton for Elmhurst getting it. Headed forward by, out of harm's way by Millikin. There to collect it are the Blue Jays, though. Sent in and right back out of the box by a Millikin defender. Turning and getting it out of play is Schaefer. But it went off an Elmhurst leg. It'll be a Big Blue throw-in. See, Nick Fetchy came in for Elmhurst as well. Hadn't mentioned him yet. Came in for Badeau a couple minutes earlier. Another throw-in now for Millikin. Abel heading off, though, first as a substitution. Coming in off the bench, Michael Burns. Kading will have to lob it back in, aiming for Witzowski on the near far sideline. Poked right back out of play towards the Elmhurst bench. They'll do it again with another throw-in. Well, Blue Jays will play it in short. Kading will chip it back into the box. Gets over an Elmhurst head. It'll come all the way back out. Safford will collect and chip it right back in again. This one going to one-hop into the box where Sinclair is out there to field it. Sinclair firing it downfield. Safford wins it, chips it right back, but his pass too far downfield. It'll come right back into the box and played by the feet of Sinclair. He can pick this one up, elects not to, and goes out to Daniel to the near sideline. Kellen Daniel has his pass broken away by Haas, controlled by Witzowski. Witzowski leaves it, playing near sideline for Fetchy. Here's Rudd trying to turn around his defender. Can't do so, but it's poked over the line. It'll be a corner kick for the Blue Jays. So Rudd couldn't get the cross off, waited and just had the Millikin defender poke it out of play, and it'll be a corner kick for the Blue Jays. This their second of the night. Coming up on 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Jeff Kading will start it for the Blue Jays. He elects to play short. Comes right back to Kading. Kading sends the line drive, aiming far side, headed once, headed twice and in! I think that was Stifler, number 10, the man who connected. It is. Brett Stifler with the goal, number 10, off the assist from Sean Braxton and Jeff Kading. Kading sent the cross, Braxton got a head on it, and then right in front to knock it home with the head is Stifler, and it puts Elmhurst on the board with 7:04 left. So the Blue Jays cash in first, coming off the corner kick. They played it short. And well executed, finding Stifler out in front. Here's Braxton giving some chase, and he's going to get whistled for a foul. He had both hands into the back of Schaefer. Foul's even up at 4 here in the first half. Free kick from Millikin back at their own 25-yard line. Schaefer will angle it to the near sideline, bends that one around. There to collect is Burns. Works his way back towards center is Kovacs. Headed right back down by the Blue Jays. Witzowski there for Elmhurst. Braxton tries to get around his man. Can't do it. Stood up by the Big Blue and Kovacs. This one is going to go out of play, and Elmhurst throw incoming with 6 minutes even to go. That one lobbed in by Elmhurst, overshooting the intended target. But there's Haas. Now Haas slips and falls, and Millikin looks to counter the other way. Pushing forward is Solario. He's the leading scorer for the Big Blue. He's stripped by Haas. Haas plays on to Rudd. Rudd is onside, coming out, and just alertly firing it into the stands is Sinclair. Heads up play by the goalkeeper for the Big Blue to break up the odd man rush, just winning the foot race with Josh Rudd. They'll lob to the feet of Witzowski. Witzowski tries to get around his defender, but it'll be another corner kick for Elmhurst. Looking for the opportunities for the corner kicks. The ball coming in on the near side. Kading took it last time, now with a 1-0 lead. Let's see if he drops back to Nope, Kading going to push forward now. And now Witzowski. Kading starts a run towards the corner as though they were going to play short. Now he puts on the brakes and backpedals out. Witzowski will fire it into the box. Aiming far side. Knocked around. Kading is there. Sends that one through some traffic. Did it hit a Millikin leg? Yes, it did, says the center referee. So it'll be another corner kick. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock in the opening half. 1-0 Elmhurst after Brett Stifler scoring his second goal of the season. Now this is Jeff Kading in the corner for Elmhurst. He will restart it. Kading aiming far post. Getting a hand on it, booting it forward is Haas, but the Blue Jays are going to be called for a foul, I believe, away from it. Otherwise, Haas was going to find the back of the net. Well, this one will come back out towards the top of the goal box, and Sinclair will fire it away. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. Over the head of Solario, popped into the air by Daniel. Met by Mullen. Mullen controls momentarily, but it's taken away by Kovacs in the big blue. Millikin will work with their defense, pushing forward. Now sending it across the field is for Burns. Taken away by Elmhurst. Here's Elmhurst with some numbers. Witzowski, 2-on-1. Now slowed up a little bit. Witzowski playing for Braxton and getting back to break it up is Millikin. But we're going to have a whistle and a foul goes against the big blue. Or maybe you got a piece of a hand back near the 25-yard line. And so Elmhurst with a free kick with 2 minutes and 55 seconds, a chance to extend their lead. Kading, Haas, all standing around the ball. The Blue Jays going to come talking about it a little bit, shift things up a little bit. Safford there for Elmhurst too. As the Blue Jays getting set and taking their time and taking time off the clock too. Now here's Haas chipping it on. Rudd giving chase. Rudd will get there, sends the cross back towards the middle. Touched once by Witzowski. Now fired back across the middle and cleared out, but Safford is there to trap it down for Elmhurst. Played back, all the way back to the feet of Mullen. Mullen takes a look and chips it right back downfield again. Aiming for Fetchy, goes off ahead. Haas collects for Elmhurst. Haas winds and shoots it well wide to the left as we're under 2 minutes to go. Clock winds down to 1:40. Sinclair will restart for the big blue. Fired downfield, volleyed forward off the head of Witzowski. Collected, though, by Millikin. Burns chips it forward, and it's headed right back by Elmhurst. Braxton for Fetchy. Leaves for Haas at the middle. Haas hooks up with Stifler. Kading starting his run. The pass was behind him, though, and out of bounds. So a Millikin throw in coming with 1:10. Lob into the far side, directly in front of the Elmhurst bench. Across the middle. Now Millikin with a chance here with some numbers. Solario will slow it down, play it back to his defense, and Burns coming across midfield. Leaves for Solario. Couldn't find him. Safford clears and sends it downfield on the near sideline. Braxton gives chase, and they'll come in all the way back and play to the feet of Sinclair with 40 seconds. Sinclair will walk it out of the box and boom it away. Headed into the air. Mullen there to sweep it forward. Looks for Fetchy. Off his leg. 25 seconds. One chance maybe for Elmhurst. It's swept forward, now popped into the air and taken by Sinclair. 15 seconds, all that remains in the first half. It's 1-0 Elmhurst after Brett Stifler's goal in the 38th minute of action. Sinclair fires it downfield. It goes off one head, and that's how the first half is going to come to a close with Elmhurst on top, 1-0. Recap, it was pretty even early to start the shots, but Elmhurst picked up the pace late. They outshot Millikin 10-5 in the half, but Millikin with a 4-2 shots on goal advantage. 4 saves for John Reglin, 1 for Daniel Sinclair. Elmhurst with 4 corner kicks, finally cashing in on the 1 off a set piece where they played it short. Foul count pretty even. The Blue Jays caught offsides twice. So we will take a quick break. We'll come back for the second half of action. Elmhurst leads Millikin 1-0. You're watching Elmhurst College Men's Soccer on BlueJayTV.com. Back with the second half of action coming up next. Getting set for the second half of action. Elmhurst College men's soccer. Blue Jays taking on the Big Blue of Millikin University. They lead it 1-0. Glad you could be with us here tonight on BlueJayTV.com. My name is Kevin Jude, bringing you all the action. This the final regular season home game for the Blue Jays. Long pass by Elmhurst, headed down by Millikin's defender, pressured and won right back by the Blue Jays. Witzowski giving chase. It's going to be steered out of bounds off Solario's foot, and Elmhurst throw-in. Blue Jays lob short to Haas. Witzowski takes a look and will steer it all the way back to Yarwood. Crosses midfield, plays for Haas, but leads him too far, taken away by the Big Blue. Millikin with 3-on-3 numbers. If they hurry, it gets around Safford to the far side. Giving chase is Daniel, but he can't get there and keep it in. It'll be a throw-in for Elmhurst. Lobbed in by the Blue Jays, flicked on forward. Rudd can't keep it in play. Comes back for Millikin. Volleyed out of the air by Mullen. Flipped on forward. Rudd gives chase, but Millikin controls. Recapping the first half. Only goal, Brett Stifler, 37th or 38th minute. Off assist from Braxton and Kading. It was a short corner to Kading. He lobbed it across the box. Headed into the air by Braxton and headed home into the net by Stifler. Here's Rudd, centering pass out in front, just overshooting Stifler, headed down by Millikin and into the arms of Sinclair. Stifler sniffing around the net, looking for goal number 2 of the night. Sinclair's boot met by the Blue Jays. Elmhurst steers it away. Witzowski plays the space. No one there. It'll roll over the end line and a throw-in. Throw-in headed into the air, headed forward, out of play off of Witzowski. Well, we have a moment. We had a message. Austin Haas on Senior Day asked us to send out a shout-out to his grandparents, tuned in every game, listening on the live stream back home in Arizona. Glad they're tuned in tonight, enjoying a 1-0 Elmhurst lead so far. 42 minutes, 15 seconds left in regulation. Fancy footwork by Statler. Centering pass. Chipped away and steered out of play by Mullen. So Millikin with a throw-in on the near sideline. Big Blue had scoring chances in the first half. Their best coming off a corner kick. It got bounced around a couple times and finally saved by Regland before it was taken out of his arms, resulting in a foul on the Big Blue that resulted in a little bit of a scrum between the two teams momentarily. Throw-in is lobbed in, knocked around, comes back, shot, and it's going to be deflected off of Stifler. And another throw-in for Nick Abel. Abel will get a run-up and lob it in. Haas heads it out of the box for the Blue Jays. Collected by Statler. Chipping it to the far side, but that one's just going to run out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for Elmhurst. Or excuse me, rather a goal kick for the Blue Jays.
Come on, Blue, need one.
John Regland set to send it back downfield for Elmhurst. Stifler heads it back towards his defense, headed forward by Yarwood, and now they're going to get, say it went off the arm of Austin Haas, so a handball. It'll come back here for the Big Blue near the 45-yard line. Nick Schaefer Pushes his way forward, now adjusts it. It doesn't like that adjustment, and we'll adjust it again. Schaefer drops the arm, gets his team moving downfield. Headed out of the box by the Blue Jays, comes loose though, ball winding and fires it well wide. Stuart Ball, a 5'7" junior out of Carmel, Indiana. He's 2 assists on the season. Leading scorer for the Big Blue is Solario. He's got 5 on the year. Followed by Shopek with 2. Blue Jays playing without their leading scorer, Michael DeLong. Still a little banged up right now. Hope to have him back in the lineup against Carthage. Austin Haas next on the squad with 4. Mike Yemig's got 3. Here's Haas volleying it forward. Headed down by Schaefer. One back towards midfield. Haas had it momentarily. Played to Fetchy, and now the Blue Jays getting pressured. Here's Mullen. Has some time, turns, takes a look, puts on the brakes. And we'll push it forward to Haas. Haas through the legs of his defender to Emig. Touched right back to Haas. Haas puts the brakes on, keeps it in play. Nice play by Austin Haas, and finally taken away by Stuart Ball. Haas is there to intercept again. Played on, leading Kading too far. It'll come back down. Emig volleys it out of the air, swings and misses on that one, but it'll run all the way back into the box, where Reglan will stop it with his feet. I believe he can pick this one up if it went off a Millikin player. It did. Shopek puts on a little pressure. Reglan scoops it up and will take his time to walk to the top of the box. Couple bounces, and now he will just toss it out and walk it out of the box himself. Reglan setting up at the 15. There's the approach, and he sends it across midfield. Off the head of Fetchy. Fetchy collects, regains his balance, touched on by Witzowski. Here's Rudd, far side. Blue Jays with some numbers. Sprinting in Emig. Emig puts on the brakes. Centering pass, looking for Witzowski, is swept out of harm's way by Millikin. Haas will send it across the field to Kading. 2 men coming. Kading touched on to Stifler. Leaves for Witzowski. Far side, Elmhurst defense giving some help, aiming to the far post for Emig, or Stifler, headed back into the box. Rudd couldn't find it. And it's headed back out. Fetchy's there for Elmhurst, though. Fetchy plays to the far side. Here's Safford. Gets a run in, and then Fetchy had it, lost it. It'll be a throw-in, though, for the Blue Jays as it was played out by Millikin. Elmhurst sniffing around the net here, not able to get a shot off, though, in the last couple of moments. Throw in coming from Haas, lobbed in, headed out by Millikin. Here's Haas. His shot attempt is blocked, headed back by the Big Blue. Fetchy takes it out of midair, now trapped down by Millikin. Whistle, and we're going to have a foul go against Elmhurst back near the 30-yard line. Big Blue will go for the quick restart, play near sideline to Kyle Daniel. Daniel works his way back towards midfield. His crossfield pass is broken up, but it comes right back to him. Daniel spins, knocked away by Witzowski momentarily. The Big Blue defense recovers. Pass sent downfield. Haas battles with it, knocks it forward, but Millikin regains control with Solario. Solario to Shopek. Statler working his way to the middle with Solario. Solario spins free of Witzowski, works around Stifler to Statler, and Statler can't handle it off his foot. It'll be a throw-in now. Throw in coming for the Blue Jays. Looking for Stifler on a couple of bounces. Giving chase is Schaefer. Schaefer battling with Stifler. Stifler sliding down, still in play. Fighting for it near the end line. Poked free by Stifler. One back by Rudd. Rudd will try to reset. Rudd plays it back to the feet of Haas, but overshoots him a little bit. Haas will have to touch on to Safford, and they will reset back to their defense. Yarwood to Mullen. Mullen will fire it back downfield, far sideline. It's going to get to Fetchy. Fetchy centering pass to Witzowski. Witzowski had it, then lost it. It'll come back to the feet of Haas, though. Haas winds, fires it to the far side. Blue Jays are going to be called for offside as the flag went up, as Emmett caught offside again. As the rain has really started to pick up here now in the second half, you can see it really coming down. Evidence with the field turf as well, going to be a little slippery as Witzowski spins twice, falls down. Won by Millikin momentarily, battled, and now here come the Big Blue. With some numbers down the middle comes Shopek. Shopek with some room to run, steps and fires right into the arms of John Reglin. Good run by Shopek, got around his defender and got an open look, but didn't have a whole lot on it in a low line drive. Reglin got down on all fours and was there to collect it for Elmhurst. Junior goalkeeper for the Blue Jays sends it across midfield. Knocked all the way down for Rudd. Trying to chest trap it and keep it in. He does so. Rudd sends it across through the box, finally steered out of harm's way by Schaefer and booted forward. Fetchy there to trap it down for Elmhurst, though. Witzowski wins the battle. Witzowski steps in. Witzowski sends it on the ground looking for Stifler, and it's steered out of play by the Big Blue, and a corner kick coming for Elmhurst. Good run by Andrew Witzowski. Jeff Kading will tee it up for Elmhurst on the corner kick. Kading plays short to Stifler. Back to Kading, they'll try it again. This one doesn't get through, and it's fired out of play by the Big Blue. Austin Haas turns, fires, back towards the middle, collected by Fetchy, and then sent over the top. 32 minutes, 15 seconds left in regulation. Elmhurst holding on to the 1-0 lead. Outshot Millikin 10-5 in the early part of the first half. Outshooting him now 12-8. Whistle and a foul going to go against Solario. Elmhurst will have it right at midfield with a free kick. Witzowski thought about the quick restart, then thought better of it. Haas will play to the far side. Safford being hawked by Daniel. Daniel wins the battle and takes it away for the Big Blue. Aiming for Solario. Solario knocks it down with a foot. He will play to space. Mullen and battling with it, and a nice job by Mullen. He just poked it off of Shopek, and it'll be a goal kick coming for the Blue Jays.
Come on, Blue, put one in. Come on, Millikin. You gotta shoot to win.
Reglin will restart for Elmhurst. There's Ball with an opportunity and some room to run down the near side. It was headed back by the Big Blue. Ball cross to the far side in between a few Millikin players, but Blue Jays give chase on a nice sliding play. I think that was Witzowski who poked it loose. Came back out near midfield, but not across midfield yet. One back by Millikin. Now Fetchy with some back pressure takes it away for Elmhurst. Safford to Fetchy. Give and go with Safford. It's won back by Millikin. Here's ball. Statler slides it to Shopek. Shopek is steered away by Stifler. Kading can't get there, though, and keep it in for Elmhurst to throw in for Millikin on the near side. Kyle Daniel, that one looked like it went off the arm of Solario. And it will be a free kick, or they're going to call it a throw-in. Either way, it went off of Solario. It's a throw-in. Emick battling with it. Touches it on to Witzowski. Emick gets back up off the ground, lost it momentarily. Now whistle fouls contact, and we're going to have a stoppage. And this is going to probably be a card, or maybe just another talking to. Emick and Solario got tangled up. We stopped the clock. And now he's going to talk with the center referee is going to talk with the near side official, and it's going to be a yellow card on Mikey Emick. So an opportunity for the Big Blue with clock stopped at 29:15. Free kick here. Nick Schaefer will take it for Millikin.
Come on, Blue, put one in.
Now Schaefer will back it up. Six blue jerseys crowding in near the goal box. Schaefer on the approach, sends it in. Regland started out, now diving to his right and makes a big save. Headed in the middle, I think that was Matheson who got a head on it for Millikin. Regland started out, then changed his mind, backpedaled, and had to dive to his right and punch it out of harm's way. Sets up a corner kick for the Big Blue. Millikin had just one in the first half, and they nearly scored on that one. Abel with the corner, fires it across, headed on Solario, and there to snag it out of midair is Regland. Good look for Solario. Regland read it the whole way. Up in the air to his right and pulling that one down. Regland off the one bounce will fire it across midfield. Rudd had it momentarily. It comes loose. Here's Stifler. Stifler plays on to Emick. Flag came up for being offside. I'm not sure I saw that one, but Elmhurst caught offside for the fourth time now in today's game. Pass downfield. Daniel unable to handle it. It rolls into the Elmhurst bench, and a throw in coming. Emick comes off for the Blue Jays. In his place, Sean Braxton. Here's Fetchy, heading it forward to himself. Fetchy trying to get in, goes off of a Millikin leg. It'll be a corner kick for the Blue Jays. .27 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Elmhurst holding on to that 1-0 lead, out shooting Millikin 12-10 in the game. Kading puts some air under it. Mullen off the crossbar. Christian Mullen looks like it caught the crossbar and then came and hit the football upright. The crossbar on the football post underneath it. Good look for the Blue Jays. Mullen had an open look and just missed. So it was dead after it came down and hit the football bar. Substitution for Elmhurst. Badeau comes back in now. Stifler heads it forward. Collected, though, by Solario. Played back to his defense and Daniel. Daniel, far side Schaefer. Working towards the middle. They'll play it back to the near sideline now, and Kyle Daniel. Gets around Stifler, gets around Witzowski, but there to take it for Elmhurst is Bedeau, and now Daniel pokes it free again. Solario controls now. Back to Kyle Daniel, working on Bedeau. Bedeau pokes it loose, and it's taken away by Elmhurst. Witzowski with some room. Witzowski taking his time, coming right down the middle. Witzowski playing to the corner now, leaves for Bedeau. Bedeau giving chase. Bedeau gets there and keeps it in. Bedeau crossing it back, looking for Braxton, who went diving for a header, but it's swept away by Burns. Blue Jays will play crossfield, far side to near side. Here's Kading, winding. His shot blocked by Solario. Comes back to Haas. Haas chips it around one man, gives chase, takes it right back. Haas with some open space. Haas going to wind again, firing, and a one-hop save by Daniel Sinclair. Haas targeting the far post. Sinclair reading it and taking it off the one bounce. Sinclair looking for ball, headed down. Backed up by Millikin, taken away by the Big Blue. Here's Solario. Leading ball too far, taken back by Mullen. Braxton. Here's Witzowski. He's going to bomb it forward, looking for Stifler. Stifler giving chase. It's going to slow down Solario there. Stifler had it, gets tripped up once. Slow to recover. Solario wins the battle and gets it clear for the Big Blue. Haas battling momentarily. Lost it, though, to the Big Blue. Headed right back by Safford. Bedeau had it. Looks for Witzowski. Pokes it ahead and then steered away by Millikin. One 0 Elmhurst off the Brett Stifler goal in the opening half. Here's Christian Mullen. Gets around a sliding tackle. Racing in, trying to play it near side to Braxton, but good recovery by Kyle Daniel and Millikin. Daniel for Solario, working on Haas. Connor Smith will slide it to the far side. Blocked away by Elmhurst. Now Sinclair having to come out as Braxton giving chase. Sinclair angles to the far side. It's headed down by Elmhurst and into the Elmhurst bench out of play.
Come on, Blue. Put one in.
Substitution for the Big Blue. Peter Piers coming in. He will have the throw in for Millikin. Goes off an Elmhurst head, so they're a body, and it will come back about 20 yards forward, and we'll do it again.
Come on, Peter!
Piers will throw it in on the far sideline. Millikin going to crowd the box again. 5 blue jerseys flicked in off of a head, popped into the air by Haas, and now headed out by Elmhurst. Bedeau gets there, pulls it down, trying to turn around. Daniel does so and swept forward. Looking for Braxton, but it's steered back across midfield by the Big Blue. Millikin will play it to the feet of Solario, met by Stifler. Contact, and there's going to be a foul on Stifler for tangling up Solario. So the Big Blue from the Elmhurst side of midfield. As we are past the halfway point of the second half. 22 minutes left exactly on the clock as Schaefer will restart on the free kick. Schaefer chipping that one in. It's headed right back out by Christian Mullen to the feet of Sean Braxton. Braxton turns and takes a look, tries to find Bedeau, goes off of Peter Piers, and Piers recovers to slide it back over to his defense, and Connor Smith. Smith plays opposite to Burns, Michael Burns on the far sideline. Aiming for the middle, falling down and right into the arms, or into the chest of Bedeau. Bedeau gets around one man, has that clearing, it blocks the second clearing attempt, tangling with Schaefer momentarily, and now finally steered forward by Solario. Solario gets around 2 men, but Stifler is there to break it up and take it away for the Blue Jays. He plays all the way back to Yarwood, and Yarwood will boom it downfield. Headed back by Millikin. It goes off an Elmhurst leg and a Big Blue throw-in. Daniel to throw it in. Gets around Haas, but doesn't get past Kading as he flicks it forward. There to meet it is Braxton. He had it, lost it. Pokes it loose to Witzowski, though. Witzowski keeps his feet. Plays the Stifler. Touchback to Witzowski. Feels some pressure over his shoulder, and he'll play back to Kading. Elmhurst will slide it to their defense and move it across the field. Haas aiming for Badeau. Looked like it got him in the arm. No call. Play on, says the official. Here's Millikin with some numbers. Millikin with the run. Here's Matheson. Matheson breaking in. Ball is going to get there and keep it in on the near sideline. Tangles with Mullen, and it will go out of bounds. It'll be a a corner kick for the Big Blue. Elmer's defense was looking for an offside flag on Paul, but it looked like he managed to stay onside. I believe that's Nick Abel, the man who will trigger the corner kick for the Big Blue. Aiming again for Solario. Popped into the air, trapped down, and then volleyed out of there by Haas. Off the head of the Millikin defender Connor Smith to Piers. Aims back for the middle. And one away by Elmhurst. Here comes Fetchy with some space and some time to take a look. Fetchy feeding it up to Braxton. Braxton coming in, giving chase, and diving out to make the stop is, and now we're going to have a whistle. And a foul going to be called on Braxton. It was a sliding attempt by Daniels, and they're going to book Sean Braxton with a yellow card.
Control the game, sir. Let's go.
Going to get tagged with that one. Pretty much any time there's contact with a goalkeeper, they're always going to protect the goalkeeper, and Daniels clearly was going to, or Sinclair rather, was clearly going to get there first. Sinclair made the sliding attempt, and then Braxton tripped over him. So the Big Blue to counter. Here's Matheson driving it forward. Ball looks for Matheson, taken away by Witzowski. Witzowski now has some space. Witzowski across midfield. Late run coming on the far sideline for Stifler. Witzowski reverses direction and will play back to the feet of Austin Haas. 18:40 left on the clock in this contest. Elmhurst holding on to that 1-goal lead. Here's Stifler. Fetchy. Witzowski, Haas, and now Kading. Kading chipping in for Braxton. Braxton. Or excuse me, that's Badeau this time. Badeau is there for the Blue Jays. Badeau tripped up and no call. This is going to go as a goal kick. Blue Jay players hoping for a foul and a penalty kick situation there, but the official says nope, play on. As we're under 18 minutes to go, couple substitutions. Emick back for the Blue Jays. Braxton heads out. Badeau is off as well for Elmhurst. Lawrence Progress in for the first time today for the Blue Jays, number 15. Got the bright green shoes, can't miss him on the field. Witzowski. And Elmhurst is going to play it back to their defense. 17 minutes, 15 seconds. Yarwood touches on to Witzowski. They'll rotate it around to Haas, and now here comes Kading on the near side. Kading going to start a run. Kading looking. Touchback to Kading. Collision between the two Elmhurst teammates, and now taken away by Solario. Solario Puts his hands on his head, though, as his pass. He leads his man too far out of play. It'll be an Elmhurst throw-in with 16 minutes, 45 seconds left. Progress touched into the box, but Sinclair out to field this one. No problem for Millikin. Haas's clearing attempt. Knocked away, but comes right back to him, and now swept downfield by the Blue Jays. Witzowski is there, wins it, knocks it down with the knee, and now pushes it forward. Gets around one man, but has it taken away by the second. That's Shopek. Shopek touches on for Matheson. Matheson tangles with Witzowski and wins it. Ahead to Solario. Solario with some space and some numbers. Millikin breaking in on the far side. Here's the long shot. It's blocked away by Elmhurst. Running to the near side, it stayed in and collected by the Big Blue. Battled with, and now coming loose. Here's Matheson with a good look. We'll send it back to the top. Winding and firing that one well high. Clean look that time for Shopek, but he blasted that one well over the top. Couple Millikin subs coming in on the far side as we're rolling down to 15 minutes and 20 seconds. John Reglin will restart as we roll down to 15 minutes. There's Elmhurst. Fetchy playing it for Progress on the far side. Battling with and taken away by Piers, but not out of harm's way yet. Now controlled. Millikin went through a player's legs momentarily. Fetchy battles with it, and did it go out of bounds? No, it stayed in. Millikin battling and winning it and keeping it in play. Here's Safford, though, to knock it down with the leg. Plays to the middle to Witzowski. Witzowski to Haas. Met there and spins around his defender, playing near sideline. Here's Fetchy. Fakes the cross. Stutter step, changes directions, cuts back towards the middle, leaving for Progress, but broken up nicely by Millikin. 4 white jerseys back and only 1 blue jersey for the Big Blue, as Elmhurst going to be a little conservative with this 1-goal lead. Sinclair hurrying and booming that one downfield, aiming for Solario. Well out of his reach. It'll roll all the way out of bounds, and a throw-in for the Blue Jays. Popped into the air by Emig, headed around. Knocked down by the Blue Jays and Stifler. One back by Millikin. There's the Big Blue. Cutting across the middle is Solario. Knocked away by Elmhurst momentarily. Now here's Matthew Briers. Second half sub for the Big Blue. Sending one forward. Tangled. Play on, says the official. Taken away by Haas. Looking to spring Emig. Can't do it. One back by the Big Blue. Their pass crossfield is knocked away by Elmhurst. Here's Emig. Emig puts on the brakes, gets around his defender. Emig runs around another Big Blue man looking for Stifler. He's got him on side. Stifler, with some room to look, fires it to the far post, but overshooting more. Knocked back into the box by Elmhurst and comes all the way back out. Witzowski fakes the shot, collects and runs to the far sideline. Safford is there for Elmhurst, working on his defender, gets around his man. Safford breaking in and now swept clear by Millikin. But Haas is there to volley it out of midair and keep it in for Elmhurst. Give and go to Haas. Haas will get there and keep it in. Haas working on Peter Piers in the corner. Blasting that one. It's going to go off a leg and stay in play. I think Haas was just trying to chip that one off of Pierce. It came off Pierce, took a nice spin on it, and stayed in play, and able to field that one is Sinclair. Headed back down by the Blue Jays. Moore gets there. Lost it against Solario, though, but a foul is going to be called against the Blue Jays, and a clock stoppage. Not sure why they think we stopped the clock. No card, just a foul with 11:40 to go. We'll restart it now as faking in and putting on the brakes, and then getting headed right back out as Schaefer started in, then stopped, and didn't really have much on the approach that time. Driving in, trying to work around Moore. Can't do it. Here comes a chip to the far side. Bicycle kick by Solario, popped into the middle of the air, and Regland able to just pull it down. No issues for the Blue Jay keeper. Knocked forward by Moore. Progress to Emig. Emig gets around his man. Plays it back to the middle. Witzowski takes a look, plays it to the near sideline. Now here's Kading. Kading lining that one through, trying for a redirect, and Stifler couldn't catch up with it. Into the arms of Sinclair on a two-hop. 10 minutes, 30 seconds, all that's left in this contest, though. Elmhurst still leads at 1-0. Moore playing to the middle, trying to get Emmett going downfield, and it's knocked away by Schaefer. Phillips plays to the near side to Kyle Daniel. Daniel changes his mind, goes back towards the middle, but it's taken right back away by Haas. Haas with some time to Prograis. Touchdown for Witzowski. Witzowski and Prograis tangle. That's the second time I think Elmer's teammates have collided. Progress wins the battle, though. Moore plays it right back to him on the far side. Leaves it for his teammate. Safford just going to waste a little bit of time in the corner. Play back to Witzowski, and now Witzowski will take a look. Some pressure put on. He slides it to Haas. Haas lifting and chipping that one in, and Progress is going to get caught offside. Lawrence Progress, a freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri. Seeing his first action of the season. Couple Elmhurst subs, couple Big Blue subs waiting to come in. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in this contest. Sinclair will take the free kick off the offside at the 20. Fires that one downfield, overshooting his intended target. There to head it forward is Stifler. Battled with and won by Pierce. Pierce pushing forward. Here's the Big Blue. Trying to drive in is Daniel. Daniel slowed down momentarily and battling with, and finally knocked out of play, and a good job by the Elmhurst defense just to screen him off. Goal kick for the Blue Jays. Here comes a host of subs for both squads. 3 for the Big Blue, 2 for the Blue Jays. Progress is off. Rudd comes back for Elmhurst. Jordan Fletcher coming back for the Blue Jays as well. Regland gets the official signal from the referee to play on and restarts it. Austin Haas to Witzowski. Witzowski serving for Emig to the far sideline. Emig heads it down to his feet. Emig shooting and puts it up over the top. Good run by Mikey Emig on the near side after a great play by Andrew Witzowski. Emig played it with his head down to his feet and got a good look, and it was aiming for the upper left corner, or upper right corner rather, and just shot it over the top. Millikin looking to counter the pass too far. Kading there to take it for Elmhurst. Witzowski has it stolen away, though, by Millikin, and won right back by the Elmhurst junior. Here's Fletcher playing near sideline into open space as we're under 7.5 minutes to go. Stifler takes it away. But broken up nicely that time by Smith, preventing the odd man rush as Sinclair fires it downfield. And this one's just going to run all the way down here, run along the end line. It was last touched by a Big Blue player, and Elmhurst throwing. Elmhurst can take their time here, run some time off the clock. This Blue Jay team very adept at being able to waste some time off the clock when they've got a lead, along with pretty much every team in collegiate soccer. Emig heads it forward. It's played back by the feet of Schaefer to his keeper, Sinclair, and Sinclair plays it out now to Connor Smith. Stifler puts on some speed to get over to the far side, put some pressure on, and they'll play back to Smith. Smith will send the boot downfield. Safford there to head it forward for Elmhurst, and Fletcher will just shoot it out of play into the Millikin bench as we're under 6.5 left. Lobbing in, far side, off a Millikin body. It'll be an Elmhurst throw-in for Alex Safford. Safford overshooting Rudd. Comes loose. Witzowski battles with it. It's won by Millikin, though. Chopek plays it back to his defense. Now here come the Big Blue trying to run it through Daniel on the near sideline. Daniel for Solario. Plays all the way back here to Schaefer. Schaefer firing it forward, and the flag flies up. Millikin is offside. About 3 yards offside that time was Kellen Daniel on the far sideline. So Elmhurst can waste a few more seconds here near the 15-yard line, and Christian Mullen will sling it downfield for the Blue Jays. It's trapped down by Elmhurst and won back by Millikin, and now volleyed back by the Blue Jays. Rudd going to put some pressure on. Emig will give a little bit of chase here for Elmhurst too. Comes at the near sideline to Daniel. Stifler pops out on him defensively. Now Connor Smith slides it forward for the Big Blue. Pressured by Emig and now just swept downfield by Millikin. Austin Haas leaping into the air, heading that one forward about 30 yards. Contact, play on. Nope. Not play on. Contact and a foul back on Elmhurst across the midfield. Connor Smith elects to play it short. Here's Piers. Plays to the near side, and Kyle Daniel. Daniel works his way back towards the middle, now finds Piers. Chipping to the feet of Ball. There's some room to run. Shooting, diving, and that one's blocked. Comes back out to Millikin. Regland back to his feet, leaping, and a save by Regland. I think that was Matthew Breyers, number 7, who had the shot, and Regland recovered after going down originally trying to stop a shot that was blocked by his defense. He dropped back, got back up, and leaped in the air to save that one. 3:45 to go. Millikin, a late substitution.
Get on it, Blue, one time. Blue ball.
Here's the corner kick, sent back in, headed around, trapped down, and popped out of midair by Kading. Emig is there, battled with it momentarily. Now Rudd sweeps it forward. Play on, says the official after contact. Emig had it, slipped, lost his footing, battled with. Kading can't clear it. Now turns and fires it across midfield for the Blue Jays. There's Millikin looking to counter again. Here's Statler. Statler sending the cross in, headed into the air. Millikin there battling for it. Still loose. Bicycle kick up and over the top. Wow, a great opportunity for Millikin. It is going as a goal kick. It did not get a piece of Regland. It touched off the goalpost and then over the top, according to the official. As he's relaying that one to the Millikin coaching staff from the sideline, he looked over at the linesman. Linesman said nope. Goalie did not touch it, so now Elmhurst can run more time off the clock. Regland will brush the grass in front of the ball. Let's see if he adjusts the... Regland on the approach. Fires it downfield, headed on by the Blue Jays. Emig is there, and now Elmer's going to just try to play it into some open space and run some time off the clock. Kading will just fire that one downfield and out of play. That one all the way off the stands and out of play near the fence as we come up on 2 minutes to go.
On edge, strong finish. Quicker.
It was Matheson who had that bicycle kick in the middle of the field and nearly evened it up for the Big Blue. Elmhurst playing it to space. Rudd giving chase. He's in. Rudd battling it with the corner. Going to try and win this one and waste some more time. And it will go out of bounds and be a Millikin throw-in as we've hit 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Millikin elects just to throw it in on the one hop. Did not clear it very far. It's headed right back down by the Blue Jays, and now Elmhurst giving chase from behind is Emick. Kading is just going to head that one forward. Bounces over Witzowski's head. And now collected by Millikin. Here comes Daniel playing to the far side. This one goes out of play. It will go off a Millikin arm and a throw in for the Blue Jays. They can take some more time off the clock as we're down to 45 seconds. A lob to Emig. Emig battling with it. And now just chipping it forward is Rudd for Emig. Emig battling with it, and Emig's going to get there, and he's just going to hold this one in the corner. Wait for the double team pressure. They'll play it back to out of play off of Millikin. They throw in quickly to Emig, and we'll do it again for the Blue Jays. Emick again poked away by Millikin as we're down to 20 seconds to go. Emick will toss it in off the chest of Rudd. Rudd battles with a couple players, but it'll be Millikin ball with just 10 on the clock, though. Big Blue have to hurry. They'll throw it in short. As this one ticking away, Daniel fires it downfield. It's headed back by Haas, and that will do it. Elmhurst picks up the victory. They move to 9-2-3 on the season. They're 2-0-2 in the CCIW. Millikin 3-9-2, 1-3-1 for the Big Blue. Final numbers look like this. Elmhurst outshooting Millikin 15 to, actually it's even up 15-15 in the contest. Millikin putting 8 on goal. John Reglan having to work, getting 8 saves to preserve the shutout, his 7th of the season. 2 saves in the book for Daniel Sinclair, the Millikin goalkeeper. 6 corner kicks for Elmhurst, 5 for the Big Blue. 8 fouls on Elmhurst, 5 against Millikin. Final numbers, once again, the Blue Jays pick up the victory, improving to 9-2-3, 2-0-2 in the CCIW. One of 2 teams left in the CCIW without a loss. North Park fell earlier today to Carthage, so the Blue Jays and Wheaton are the only 2 undefeated teams left in the CCIW right now. Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan getting set to lock up. That game should be underway right now in Wheaton. So our final score, once again, Elmhurst 1, Millikin nothing. We're glad you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. For our cameraman Phil, our producer-director Glenn, this is Kevin Jude saying so long. Thanks for watching Elmhurst College men's soccer on BlueJayTV.com, and make sure you're back with us next week for Elmhurst College volleyball. So long, everybody.